So people usually don't like to hear that they are responsible. Hey, I exist. What you have done is not okay. You work with people who smoke cigarettes, with people who are addicted to phone. Prakar, I don't really like the way of how you just said that to me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Convo Central. And today we have a very special guest with us. We have Sonia, who is a certified clinical therapist, and she is skilled in a lot of other holistic and wellness techniques. Hello, Sonia. Welcome to Convo Central. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much.
All right. So, Sonia, we'll start with your background first. So, from where have you come, and what brought you to India for the first time?
Okay. So I'm French. You will hear this with my accent. And I love wellness. I love fitness from childhood because I grew up with my dad who loves also fitness. And I came in India for the first time in 2016. And I decided to settle in India in 2018. And from 2018, I'm in Bangalore now.
Okay. All right. And how did you start with the hypnotherapy? I think that we should be taking that as the first topic because that is your area of expertise. And a lot of people have a lot of questions about hypnotherapy. Mm-hmm. So, there are a lot of questions as well, and people usually confuse it with some other kind of mysterious techniques. Yes. So, if you can tell us something about that.
So I came to hypnotherapy first for myself because years back I felt that I needed some help and support in one specific area of my life. And I've tried everything. And in France, hypnotherapy is really known. It's something really famous. It's something we use in hospital. And so I thought, okay, let me meet a hypnotherapist so that one will be able to help me. And in 2 sessions, she helped me to solve one issue that I had from years. And after that, so I used to be professional dancer before with jazz and ballet. I switched to wellness with yoga, with Pilates. And I could observe that physical activities are great, but with some of my clients, they needed more than just physical support, physical guidance. They needed someone also to accompany them, to accompany their mind and the blockage that they could have in their mind. And I was really attracted towards hypnotherapy and I just started the process to learn it. Now I'm certified clinical hypnotherapist and I also teach hypnotherapy for people who want to learn.
That's great to hear. So in hypnotherapy, how is it different from other meditation techniques or other relaxation techniques?
Okay. So whenever you meditate, you might feel really relaxed. You might be able to center more, to focus more on yourself, on what is happening in the here and now. And it's a really, really deep state of relaxation if you are able to go there. You will still have thoughts coming and going, coming and going. You can use meditation if you want to try to solve some of your issues, if you want to manage more specifically your energies, your stress, your anxiety, your focus. Now, hypnotherapy is a little more precise in the sense that it's also a really deep state of relaxation, really, really deep. Actually, it's the same as when you just fall asleep before, like in the night. And the same when you just wake up in the morning. You are half asleep, half awake. It's exactly the same. Now in hypnotherapy, the hypnotherapist first will try to understand what is the issue for which you come. What is the end result that you are looking for? The state of meditation and hypnotherapy might be the same if you are able to meditate really deeply. However, the process during that time might be different because the hypnotherapist will guide you in your subconscious mind to understand the root cause of your issue and step by step to deal with each blockage and challenge you have. So it's relaxing, but you can address more precise issue with hypnotherapy. Parallelly, you can practice meditation to take care of yourself daily.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, people like me, I really have a hard time, for meditation.
Yeah.
So, I want to know how, I mean, I can try the hypnotherapy because, I mean, going to that deep state of mind,
Yeah.
I think that it's not very easy for me.
Exactly.
And is it does it respond in the same way for everyone, or is it specific to each person?
So there is one really important thing that we have to develop with our client. So in hypnotherapy, we speak about client and not patient because they are not sick. They come to us because they have challenges, but we can't say that they are sick. We just need to manage some things in the mind. So if you have difficulties to relax, it's not an issue. What I need to do with you is first to build a rapport, to make sure that you feel safe with me. So first, I will answer all your questions, all your doubt, and I will never, ever force you to go under hypnosis. And I don't have that power also, okay? I'm not someone who can manipulate others. I think this is really a cliche to think that if I look at someone's eyes, I can hypnotize them. It doesn't work like that. So, but through a really gentle process and really intelligent process, we are able to help people to relax more and more. You are able to fall asleep every night. You are able to wake up, and every morning you are able to be at that state of deep relaxation every day naturally. So my job is just to help you to reproduce that one. And I'm here to guide you. You are here to listen to my voice. You don't have to force yourself to do anything. So it's a kind of really deep relaxation, a guided relaxation at the beginning. Actually, the job is not to put really someone under hypnosis. The job is, once that person is under hypnosis, to do the therapy under hypnosis. And there are some people who will resist because they have a tendency to not trust really easily. We have different techniques for that, and that works brilliantly. The most important is that people, they have to come because they are willing to come. Once you are willing to come, naturally you will follow the process.
And does it get easier when once you start doing it, right? After a couple of times, does it get
Yes.
easier for everyone?
Superb question. Thank you for asking. Yes, it gets easier because the first time you come and you don't know what will happen. If it's your first time with hypnotherapy, you don't know what will happen. Second time you come back, you know me, you know the place, you know the process. It might feel easier. Third time, I say third time because we can go usually until 6 sessions to address one core issue. After some time, I even don't need to go through the whole process to bring you under hypnosis. I can just tell you, okay, now just close your eyes, take some deep breaths, and go back to that state in which you feel really safe, comfortable, and there you go by yourself.
Okay. So the assistance that we need to go in that state of deep meditation, that keeps on reducing with every
Yes.
next time.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
And as a hypnotherapist, I know what are the techniques. So I can also do it for myself. Like I can't do a therapy for myself, but I can help myself to go to that state and follow the process to find sometime core issues and help myself. So once you know the process, you can go easily there, even as a client.
Right. And what kind of issues do we usually, solve using hypnotherapy? Is it stress, anxiety? Or, because that is, I think, the most common problem these days with everybody. Everybody is stressed
Yes.
out, and everybody
Yes.
has some kind of anxiety.
Yes, and that's a big question. So I can tell you we can solve, it's not magical, okay, but we can solve nearly everything. There are some challenges with people who take alcohol and drugs because their conscious mind is not really present. So briefly, I'll just explain you that in hypnotherapy, we focus first on the mind. Because in your mind, you have your thoughts. Your thoughts have an impact on your emotions. Your emotions have an impact on your energy, and your energy on your physical body. So we start with the mind because it has an impact on the rest of the whole body. So we can have issue to focus. We can have some issue with stress. We can have some issue also with emotions. I'm not able to let go of that grief. I'm not able to let go of that anger. I'm not so emotion at the emotional level. We can also obviously work on your energy. I feel low most of the time. I don't know where is the blockage, and on the physical body. So we can address everything only if the person is willing to. The most important is that the person has to be willing to. Now there are big things like cancer, or like some things like that. It's not that we can heal everything with hypnotherapy, but that can accompany the process of, for example, a chemotherapy. If I have someone who comes, for example, to lose weight, my job will be to help the client to understand why they still continue to gain weight, for example. What is the intelligence of gaining weight? Because usually the issue of the person used to be a coping mechanism previously in the past. Unconsciously, they have developed that coping mechanism. So I will help them to understand from where is the core issue, to let go of the emotional charge. And parallelly, I will also suggest them a nutritionist, a fitness coach. And there, because we also work on self-sabotage, we'll work on many aspects of their life, they will be able to do the right thing to achieve their goal. So we can work, obviously, yes, on stress, anxiety. The root cause of stress and anxiety can be anything. There are as many humans on earth that there are root cause. So, but anything.
Right. And I mean, that reminds me that when you said that if somebody comes to lose the weight, then you try to find out the cause of losing the weight, and the cause can many times be the coping mechanism of stress.
It is, yeah.
I think that is something that is very common in all of us, that when we start to stress out, the first thing that we go for is food.
That
Or
can
drinks.
be,
I mean, usually it has something to do with the taste buds. I don't know why. Even I had this. I used to eat a lot of either a full pack of chips or a lot of chocolates at one time. So that I can relate to that.
Yeah.
So that sounds really helpful.
Yeah, and so many times when we are addicted to something, some food, or it can be emotional eating, it can be that I try to fulfill a void within me. But I don't understand consciously that void is emotional. And I try to fulfill it with something that is not emotional, with something that gives me some sensation. But food can be related to so many different things. It can be because we try to fulfill a void. It can be because maybe with my dad, years back when he was still alive, I used to have that food and I'm not able to let him go in my mind. And so I eat that kind of food because I crave for him, I crave for his love, for example. So it can be connected with so many core issues.
That is a very deep example, and I think that a lot of people will not be able to go to that depth to find that this is the answer and this is the cause why this is happening.
Actually, you can if you are really mindful. So meditation can help to be more and more mindful. In our mind, we have 10% of it, 10%, 10 to 12 is the conscious mind. And with that one, we will think logically. We will analyze and we will judge. 88 to 90% is the subconscious mind. And in that one, we store our memories, our coping mechanisms, our beliefs, and many emotions. So if you meditate, you might be used to going in your subconscious mind. And you might be able to observe here and there what is happening. But just imagine that your conscious mind is the you of now, observing what is happening in the present moment. Behind you, you have a huge library with thousands of books. And here and now, you feel stressed or anxious. There is a difference in between stress and anxiety. You feel anxious. And you just turn back and you try to find the reason of that anxiety. But you don't know in which book to go. So meditation can help you to open some of those books and read some stories about the past. But you might take a lot of time, many years, to really find the root cause. in hypnotherapy, I will help you to understand you have to go to that alley, you have to go to that shelf, for example, to find that precise book, and there you will find your root cause. So that's how hypnotherapy works also. It's more precise.
Because I remember reaching out to you a few months back
Mm-hmm.
about anger. That I have the anger, and the person who has caused me some kind of stress or any reason that because of which I'm angry. So at least I want that person to know that I am angry and suffer a little, maybe nothing harmful maybe, but
Okay.
some kind of a
So you
revenge.
speak about a revenge. It's not anger anymore. I love to speak about anger,
Yeah.
because many people believe that anger is bad. Anger is not bad at all. Rage is dangerous. So whenever we feel angry, it's whenever, we have our boundary. The physical one, the emotional one. In our boundary, we have our beliefs, we have our values, we have our needs, we have our opinions. Okay? Now, if someone outside does or says something against my opinion, my values, or my needs, I might feel disturbed within me. Okay? This is anger. The position will be, the neck will be taller, I will breathe less with the belly, more with the chest, it will be short inhale, long exhale, and there I feel angry. And in a way, I'm showing myself. I'm becoming bigger, taller to show you that, hey, I exist. What you have done is not okay. And that helps me to stay connected with you and to tell you, you have done something that has disturbed me. And can we speak about it? Can we find maybe an agreement together? And this is anger. This is a healthy way of expressing anger. We stay connected together, and I'm telling you that I'm not rejecting you. You just have done something that disturbed me. Okay. Now, if I don't express that, okay, we can hear often, that's okay, but that's not okay. Many times that's not okay at all. So we suppress that anger. Once that anger is not expressed, it transforms into rage. Because I keep it, I think about it, and maybe 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, you do something that disturbs me and still I don't express it. And maybe one day you just do one small thing, really small thing, and there I burst out. Okay? Or I don't burst out because I still suppress it, but I wish that something can happen to you, a kind of revenge. This is kind of vicious. Okay? You have to be responsible of your emotions. It's really important. And it's not because you say, hey, Prakar, I don't really like the way of how you just said that to me, That makes me feel sad. That makes me feel unsafe. That makes me feel not heard. There, you will be able to answer me, will be able to find an agreement, will be able to improve our communication, and that's a good way of expressing anger. So anger is not destructive at all. Anger is just expressing that I have an identity and I'm showing to you that identity, and we speak about it, and you speak about yours, and we stay in connection. Now when there is rage because I burst out, because I lose it, because I'm not enough and anymore connected to what is happening now, you may not be able to understand what is really happening within me. And so there we disconnect. And it's really dangerous. So anger is not destructive. Anger is an emotion helping human to stay. I stay with my identity and I connect with you at the same time. I don't sacrifice myself, or I don't sacrifice us. So this is, but usually issue with anger is because of suppressed anger. And it turns into rage.
So like you said, a lot of times we say it is okay, and even when it is not okay, just to avoid the conflict.
Yeah.
And it keeps on building, and then one day it bursts up. So possibly the takeaway that we can have here is that the key is communication.
Yeah. And first with yourself, with ourselves, naturally, we have those emotions. We have a thought transform into a kind of judgment, internal judgment, connected to our past experiences or the sensation we have within our body. As a baby, you don't have so much experience, from the past, but they know when they feel comfortable or uncomfortable, so they still have emotions. And those informations give us, feelings, emotions. And emotion are energy in motion. If they are expressed, that can help us to manifest, to communicate, to connect. If they are not expressed but suppressed, they are still energy in motion. They will transform somewhere in the body in disease, absence of ease. And that will be dangerous for us. So emotions are here to be listened, to be understood, and to be expressed.
So the control over emotions, the more control we have, we'll possibly have, happier or easier life, at least easier to communicate.
Yeah, and I would say there that we don't control our emotions, we acknowledge them. We don't have to control them. They are coming, they are going, they are coming, they are going. We don't have to control our emotions, and we can't control them, You can't control the waves on the ocean. You can't control the clouds. Maybe now we can. But you can't control normally the clouds, in the sky or the stars, It's a natural process. So you just have to acknowledge them and to go with them. And that's the healthiest.
That's correct. that makes better sense.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
You don't have to control yourself.
And how does hypnotherapy help with the addiction? So I mean, a lot of people they are addicted to smoking or alcohol or some kind of drugs. So do we also have a solution for this in hypnotherapy, or do you have patients related to this?
Yes. So there are different processes, but as I was saying, working with hypnotherapy, we can work with other therapies, but working with hypnotherapy on alcohol and drugs might feel challenging because whenever a client comes, as I told you, the conscious mind, 10 to 12% of our mind, has to be really present. We want the adult of now, the me of now, the you of now, as a client to be really here, present. Whenever people consume alcohol, drugs, their conscious mind might not be 100% present in the here and now. So that can be a challenge. However, there are other therapies that we can use for them. Otherwise, yes, we work with people who smoke cigarettes, with people who are addicted to phone, people who are addicted to food, people like all that kind of addiction. Addiction is trying to fulfill a void, emotional void. And so we work on that void, and yet it's possible.
So I found that addiction to phone very interesting because I mean today both the kids and the most addicted people that I see in the society are either the kids, the teenagers, or the elderly. So even my parents, I mean, they are always hooked on the phone, and also the school-going kids. So I mean, there is a way to help them and get them rid of that addiction. That is something very comforting.
Yeah. And one thing is that we can help with hypnotherapy, as I said, if they are ready to, and if they want to come here, if they feel it's a problem for themselves. I have a funny story about that. Like, I think 2 years back or 3 years back, I received one message from one lady telling me, "Oh, I would like to book a session for my husband." And first, it's like I have an alarm, switching on in my mind, because I'm like, he's an adult. Why is his wife calling, or sending a message to book an appointment for him? He should be responsible of himself. Whatever. And she tells me he has an issue. He plays all the time video games, like a PUBG or something like this on the phone. And I'm like, okay, but maybe he can contact me. Like, it's not you who has to do that. And she said, no, the worst is that he doesn't know that he has that issue. And there I'm like, maybe it's not an issue for him. Maybe still in his life he's completely okay with it. It's his way of relaxing or escaping or whatever. I don't know. So people usually don't like to hear that they are responsible. Like, they are not responsible of everything that happens all the time, but they are responsible of their emotions. I think they observe, like on Instagram or some social media, that whenever you post a video saying that you are responsible of your life, your emotions, your weight, there is not so much like compared to when you tell people that it's because of the circumstance, it's because of your parents, it's because of your DNA that you are like that. So yeah, people usually, if they are not ready, they don't like to hear that, yeah, they are responsible. But that means also that they have the willpower to change and improve.
So they try to put it on something else, some kind of a blame, we can say, for their emotions.
Yes, because it can feel that, when we don't have the resources, we feel helpless. And for some people, it's difficult to feel helpless. They don't know how to behave, how to react with that helplessness with themselves. So, yeah, it's easier to say, yeah, I have diabetes because it's in the family, it's my parents have it, and it's not my fault. But no, it's our fault somewhere. Not in a bad way, it's our responsibility.
Agreed.
Mm.
So if a client comes to you for
Mhm.
any kind of solution of their problems, via hypnotherapy, so how does a typical session looks like? What kind of steps are involved and what all we do?
Yeah. So, my job is to make sure that people come just for some sessions and they don't come here for 2-3 years, sessions back to back. I want to make them really responsible of their life. So the first step is for them, obviously, to contact me via WhatsApp. They send a message. We can book a short call of 15 minutes if they have any question, before booking their appointment. And one session is usually 1.5 hours. It can be online, it can be in person. Once the client comes in person or online, I make sure that I answer their questions, I clear their doubts, make sure that they are not scared anymore if they were to go under hypnosis, otherwise they will not go under hypnosis. Second thing we have to, and that will be important for the success of the therapy, to observe what is the real issue. For example, if someone comes and they say they want to lose weight, they are not able to lose weight. Is the issue weight or the fact that they don't take time for themselves? So once we find that, we try also to understand what is the emotion, the main emotion connected to that, because everything we do in life is because of an emotion. We want to lose weight because we want to feel more confident. We want to lose weight because we want to feel happier. Everything we do is because of an emotion. And also I help them to understand what is the result, the end result that they really want. Because if you have a clear contract, once we go through the session, we can understand when we have to stop the therapy. So usually it can be from 1 to 6 sessions of hypnotherapy. Yeah. And after that, I help them to go under hypnosis. They experience what is hypnosis. We start the work already. And we do a short debrief after the session. And in between 2 sessions, sometimes I give them some tools to continue to practice. But I tell them every time it's 50-50. I'm not a magician. So if you want the therapy to work, you have to show up on time. You have to come for your sessions. If I give you some tools, some exercise, please practice them, because I can't do everything, by myself. You have also to act from your side. And yeah, if they have any question in between 2 sessions, I take time to answer them, to be with them. And yeah, this is the process for at least the first session.
So I think consistency is a key here. So I think as soon as a person starts feeling a little better, they give up. That now
that can
I'm
happen.
cured.
And I'm really clear about that we need to find the core issue. And yeah, they will feel better during the process, definitely. But I tell them, it's like if you have a tree and you have some rotten fruits, and you just remove the fruits and you don't work on the root cause, on the disease of the tree, you will not be able to, to deal with the issue of the tree. So we need to find at the root what is the issue. And that's really important. Otherwise, those fruits will come back.
That sounds a perfect example.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think that we have pretty much everything about hypnotherapy. I mean, it's a vast field. We can probably spend hours talking about it.
Yeah.
But we have a basic idea of what we do and what a client can expect, what anybody can expect in sessions like this. So I would want to move to the second topic of your expertise, that is Reiki.
Yeah.
So can you tell everything about Reiki? I mean, what is this and why do we do that?
Yes. So in Reiki, we work more on the energy. I do teach Reiki more than I give to people, because we can give Reiki to people, but I do teach more because I love people who become responsible of themselves, and they are free once they learn it. They can practice by themselves for themselves, and that's great. So Reiki, it's energy healing. Have you ever, I don't know, shock yourself, like your toe on the corner of the bed, or, your knee somewhere, or you have a headache, or you have a back pain? What is your first reaction when you have that kind of pain? What is the first thing that you do?
It's very uncomfortable and there is a surge of emotions. I mean, if I hit my thumb in any table, then the first emotion for me is kind of anger, agitation, I would say, if not anger.
But what do you do? What is the first action that you take? Let's say you hurt your knee. You shock your knee on the door or corner of a furniture. What is the first action that you do automatically?
My hands go onto my knees and it tries to comfort.
Exactly. You apply your hand on that part. You have a headache, you apply your hand. You are not able to focus, you may, apply your hands on the side. You have neck pain, you apply your hand. This is the first thing that we do naturally. So Reiki, it's not something that we created or we discovered. It's a Japanese technique. It got, if I can say, rediscovered. We just observe, so Ushui, the person who discovered Reiki, just discovered that naturally we have that power with our hands to channel energy towards the part that need more support, more energy to heal, to feel better, to find some balance. So in Reiki, I help people to understand what is that process exactly and how to channel in a more precise way those energies towards different parts of the body. So it's a really natural process. You can learn it in 1 day. Usually I teach the level 1, 2, 3, level 1, 2 in 1 day, like 1 day for each. But I insist for my students to do the self-practice. And at least for 1 month, I guide them through the self-practice. So it's a lot about feeling, and it's a hand-on technique where you just apply your hand. It's not a massage. You keep your hands, you feel the energy flowing through you, you channel the energy. And that's a brilliant technique to bring more peace and to find more balance in your life, to sleep better. It's great. It's great. It's difficult to really define it because I could observe that the experience for everyone will be different somewhere. The energy of Reiki is really intelligent. Ki means the prana, the life force, that energy that is everywhere, omnipresent, omnipotent, and that energy that is intelligent, that knows everything. So it will know exactly what to balance where. But I do feel that more than speaking about it, it's better to experience it. Because once you experience it, it's like a cooking recipe. You might read the recipe, you might feel like, yeah, okay, I know it. And once you try it, you start to practice it, you feel like, oh, wow, it's so different than what I was thinking maybe, And once you practice it, you really know it. You really know what is happening. So it's better to practice it than just to speak about it.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, everything around us, they have energies.
Within you, outside of you, everywhere. Everything is energy.
Right. And so in the process of Reiki, do you channel my energy towards myself or is it all the energy?
No. So the good thing in Reiki is that I don't take my energy to give it to you. I don't channel your energy. I channel that energy that from the universe. Okay, there is something specific in Reiki that we call attunement. So it's like, whenever you listen those old radio, you need, or the guitar, you need to attune. You need to find the right frequency. So first, during the trainings are here to help the student to be attuned first to the energy of Reiki, to receive that energy. So you receive that energy from the crown chakra, the top of your head, and you channel it through your hands, your arms and your hands. You can do it for yourself, you can do it for someone else. The good thing is that I don't have to give my energy. So whenever I give a Reiki session to someone, I don't feel tired at all. I feel recharged. I feel great. And I'm not touching your negative energy if you carry some of it. Let's just imagine that you have a glass, and at the bottom of the glass there is some mud. Okay? In Reiki, I will not take the mud and take it out of the glass with my hand. I will just pour water, more and more and more and more water, until naturally that negative energy, that the mud is flowing out. So I don't touch it, but it's flowing out. It's cleansing your system, it's cleansing your body. And many times, even if we speak about just energy healing, it's really impressive because there are some healing crises that can happen. If you do a 21 days of self-cleansing, you can observe that maybe after 10 days you can have nausea, vomiting, you can have many things like this, or you sweat a lot or you cry a lot. It's just because your system is cleansing out all the toxins, all the negative emotions that you don't need anymore in your life. So it's really powerful actually. It feels really gentle, but if you really practice it, at least for 21 days, the first time at least, it's really powerful, really. And I'm French. French people don't believe easily, about religion, energy, and all of that, But because I'm curious, years back I thought, okay, let me try, because if some people say it worked for them, I want to try. And I tried it and it worked brilliantly many times for me. So now I share it. And yeah, that's a brilliant technique.
Wow. So I expect that a lot of people would feel very positive and lightheaded, maybe because a lot of stress and negativity will go out from them.
Yeah. Like usually the end result is that they love it. It's soothing, it's calming. They reconnect with themselves because you spend some time by connecting to yourself, and you relearn to listen to yourself. So many students with whom I'm in touch every day, because I teach and after I guide them for 21 days to 1 month. So I'm in touch with them, and yeah, they tell me that they feel calmer, they feel more peaceful, they are able to let go of their phone, because whenever you get stressed, sometimes you take a cigarette, you take your phone, you take a piece of chocolate, whatever, but sometimes it's difficult to manage stress, and so we can have those tendencies. And they tell me, yeah, I'm able to just feel more relaxed, and whatever is happening around me is not affecting me anymore.
So I have been there with the phone.
Yeah.
So I observed that I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I've scrolled enough. Now I feel that, okay, it's enough of Instagram for today. I close the app, kill it, and I immediately open it again within 2 seconds. So that was very instantaneous. I mean, I did not want to do that, but that's how it happened. And then I noticed that, okay, this is not something right that's happening. So I had to uninstall Instagram, get rid of it for a few days, and then I installed it back. But I think that people who have similar problems like me, they might feel very good after the sessions.
Yeah. And the internet, Instagram, and the phone can be a really beautiful tool. Now it depends how you use it, because it's also instant reward. How come many people order on Zomato, Dunzo, whatever, and they scroll on their phone because it's just instant reward constantly. It's like some pleasure coming instantly all the time. But this is not something really good for us actually.
Yeah, agreed. So, I mean, speaking about the energies
Yeah.
that we have and everything around us have, so that brings me to crystals. So I know that you work a lot with crystals, and
Yeah.
I've seen that room where you have, so many crystals there. So tell us more about crystals, from where they have come and how do they help us?
Yeah. Okay, so crystal stones, minerals are everywhere all the time, and we are a part as human of the animal kingdom. Before us, there is the plant kingdom. Without animals, still plants will be able, to be there. But without plants, animals, us, we won't be able to be there. And before those two, there is the mineral kingdom. So all the stones, all the minerals are the things that make us alive. Inside of our body, we have 0.4% of minerals. We have calcium, we have potassium, we have many things like that, okay? Without those, we just die, okay? This is one thing. On the other side, everything in life has a frequency. Everything. When you listen to specific music, you might feel happy. One other kind of music, you might feel more melancholic, it's because of different frequency. If you like to wear a specific color today, it might bring you some joy, some happiness. One other kind of color might bring you some more confidence. It's because of a specific frequency, and that resonates. It's like if you remember your classes in physics, the frequencies and all of that. With crystal, it's exactly the same thing. For example, in the heart, we have something called silica. Silica is one mineral that helps us to have the rhythm of the heart frequent, like the same rhythm of the heart all the time. Okay, it's exactly the same that you have in that big crystal that you have close to you, the clear quartz. It's exactly the same. So if in your life you want to be more clear about your thoughts, if you want to have more stability, you use clear quartz. You keep it close to you because the frequency of that crystal will resonate within you and will help you and support you to achieve what you want. So it's a beautiful tool to use every day. Like I do wear some of them with me, and it's beautiful first to see them because they are just magical. Their colors, their shape, it's fantastic. But also the energy that they carry is really different from one to another. There are some crystals that make me feel sick, like really, because they are not for me at that point of time in my life, or maybe not good for me at that moment during the day or the night. If I sleep close to what we call a pyrite, is a really gray crystal, like kind of metallic crystal, I will have so much nausea, I will feel disturbed because it's a crystal that we use to have more power, more willpower. When we sleep, we don't want willpower. When we sleep, we want to feel grounded, we want to feel safe, we want to feel calm. And so let's say we will use amethyst. And that amethyst will bring more peace, feeling more safe, calmer. That will help a lot. So each crystal has a specific frequency and a specific quality to help us in our life.
So having these crystals around you, does that help better? Or wearing them as a ring or as a locket, does that help better?
So there are many ways of using them. You can wear them with you, that will accompany you all along the day, and you can change them from one day to another. Or if you are working on something specific in your life, you can wear the same all the time. That's also a good reminder, okay? Yes, you see it. Yes, you feel it. The energy is also vibrating within you, okay? Now you can keep, for example, rose quartz in the bedroom of your children, because rose quartz is full of love, of compassion. And for example, if now, your child is not sleeping with you anymore, with mom and dad, and the child start to sleep in their own bedroom, it's good for them to feel that they are not rejected, they are still loved, and they are okay. And that's a good crystal to keep in the room. Usually those crystals will be bigger because they can radiate in the full room. You can keep some crystal at your door, So that will protect you, that will protect the house against any negative energy, for example. So you can keep them on yourself inside of different places, depending on what you want in that room, in that place. And you can also meditate with them. You can also, after there is one other thing that you can do, you can infuse them in your water before you drink your water. However, it can be really dangerous if you don't know the crystals. So you can't do it with all the crystals. But otherwise, they can be everywhere. And I even have some in my pockets. I have to be careful when I put my clothes in the washing machine. But when I travel, because I can't carry those big crystal with me all the time, I have some small pieces of crystal that I carry with me also.
Mm-hmm.
They can be everywhere with you.
And tiger's eye, is that a crystal that is connected with the protection and shielding? I read about it somewhere.
Yeah, good question. And I would say that many men ask for that one.
Okay.
Many men want to wear tiger eye or are interested about tiger eye.
Mm-hmm.
Tiger eye is a good crystal. Like already if you hear the name of it, it's a good crystal to develop your willpower.
Mm-hmm.
When you develop your willpower, you also develop nicely, kindly, your boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
When you develop your ego, your identity. So ego means identity. It's not about bad ego. Or when you develop your identity, naturally you are able to set boundaries in life. People know where they can play with you and not. So yeah, that will protect you. That will help you to shine with your own qualities. That will help you to set your boundaries and naturally to feel safe. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And these crystals, do they work for everyone alike? Or will the same crystal work differently for you and differently for me?
Yes, that can work differently. That will not work differently. Let's say tiger eye will not, let's say, help you to ground yourself more, maybe. No. But the thing is, the way of how you feel it might be different. Maybe I don't feel it so much, or maybe I don't want it at all because actually I don't need it. Or I really need it, but I'm trying to hide from that issue from so long that I feel disgusted maybe from that one. Or, I feel some like rejection. I don't want to see it. So we could observe that the way of, the feeling we have with those is usually the same. But the way of how we are attracted to them might be different.
Mm-hmm.
And you will see that maybe today you are attracted towards tiger eye and maybe tomorrow it's towards red jasper or another kind of crystal because your needs are different every day.
Mm-hmm. So I read about it that if I'm in a state of mind or if I'm in a place emotionally, that a certain crystal can help me, relieve. So I'm naturally attracted to that crystal.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, and I would suggest that, continue to be curious, continue to explore, because really honestly, I didn't become therapist because I wanted to help people. I became therapist because from childhood, I was really curious about wellness. I was really curious about how to feel happy in life, And I started to look here, there, to take some course, to practice, and I've learned more and more and more, and I discovered a lot about myself. And by learning about myself, I could observe also other people differently and the world around me differently. And that curiosity helped me and is still helping me to learn about well-being, about people, about improving, so be curious and explore as much as you can. There is not one way of exploring wellness. There are thousands of ways. Okay. And we are different. All of us are different. So go through it. Have your own journey of wellness, but just remember that life is here for you, for us, and not against us.
Mm-hmm. And I read somewhere that the crystals, they need to be charged before we use it.
Yes. See, it's alive. It's alive in a way that it doesn't have a heart, okay? But it gets created naturally, minerals after minerals, they come together and they create a crystal. It requires thousands of years, sometimes. And that means there is life, something is happening. And after they will, some piece of it will broken with time. And so it has a movement, okay? A slow movement, but still movement. And movement is life. So it's like for us, if I go through the traffic in Bangalore, I work hard during the day, I need to take a shower. After that shower, I feel more clean, more relaxed. I need to have my dinner to recharge. It's exactly the same for them. But the kind of food that they need, the kind of cleansing that they need might not be the same as us. So some will like water, some will like the light of the moon, for example. Some crystal will prefer to just be on the soil, so the soil can absorb the energy. Different crystals, different ways of cleansing them. And to energize them, you can use Reiki, you can use same to just keep them in the nature because they have grown up in nature. So they need that kind of food, they need that kind of energy also to recharge. But yes, it's good if you can take time to cleanse them and recharge them because they are alive and they are here for you. So take care of them.
And I heard from someone that if I'm using a crystal, if I'm keeping it with me, or if I'm wearing it in some kind of a ring or a locket, once its purpose is solved, then it can be given to somebody else?
I would not say, yeah, you can give it to somebody else, but make sure that it's really cleansed and really energized. You can share if you want to give some of your crystals, and okay, but however, it's like pets, like you don't give your pet away usually. But if you feel that from your heart someone would benefit from it, yes, you can share it. Obviously, but remember that somewhere it's alive, So it's good to respect it, and yeah.
Okay. And I've also heard that if we perform, say, a Reiki process to energize or charge a crystal, then it's possible that sometimes the crystal moves a little because of those energies.
Because of so much energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can happen. Yeah, when there is a lot of charge, that can there's more and more movement. Yeah, that can happen. So sometimes also, once the purpose of the crystal, is fulfilled, the crystal will break, or the crystal will disappear.
Yeah, this I have heard. I recently read somewhere that a person was there, and once he believed that he has achieved what we had, and next day the crystal was gone. Is that really happens?
Yeah, that happens. It never happened to me, but it happened to some of my clients and friends to whom I have given crystals. Yeah, they told me I'm not able to find it anymore. One of my friends had COVID, and so years back, and I gave her one amethyst because amethyst is also really good for healing. And once she got healed, she told me I'm not able to find it anymore. And I live in an apartment and I'm not able to find that crystal anywhere. And it was during lockdown. So, she was not going out, but it just disappeared because the purpose is done. And so sometimes, it's like kind of magical, if I can say. Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Yeah,
it's
is.
Kind of unbelievable.
Yes. But it's not because we can't understand logically that things are not happening. There are many things that we don't understand logically in life, and still it's happening around us. Maybe one day we'll understand.
Exactly, yeah. And what kind of, are there any precautions that we should take before selecting a crystal? Can it have any adverse effect on us?
Adverse? No, it's not so dangerous that will, trouble your life so much. No, just do I love to try, as I told you, and that night when I had that pyrite crystal close to me, I just observed that, oh wow, it was not good for my sleep. There are some crystals that are calming and some crystals that are giving you a lot of energy. Okay? The crystals that are calming, usually I would say you can keep them during the night close to you. The one that give you a lot of energy, don't keep them close to you during the night because that will disturb your sleep. But that's it. Otherwise, you have to experience. If you feel disturbed by one crystal, you put it in the other room, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
There are some crystal that something called, it's a funny name, bumblebee crystal. We just have to be cautious because there is sulfur on it, and sulfur, if we keep it too much on the skin, can be dangerous. So, but otherwise, most of the crystal, we don't find it often, but most of the crystal that you see, amethyst, rose quartz, and all of that, it's completely safe.
And do the crystals, do they work on a joint relationship between people as well? So if imagine that I'm staying with my girlfriend or with my family, my kids, can I use any crystal that will improve the bond between the
Yes.
people living together?
So, first you can use crystal on yourself, because maybe your critical filter is attuned in a way that you don't get along some people, or you have some difficulty to manage some reactions, some behavior of some people around you. So first, we start with ourselves first. And after, you can keep in the room, for example, chrysocolla. It's a beautiful green and blue crystal that you can keep in a meeting room, for example, or your living room, the place where everyone meets usually, That's a good crystal to improve communication. So communication starts by listening and after expressing. And that's a really good crystal, for example.
Okay. And are there any crystals that you can recommend for beginners, people who are just starting into crystals?
Yeah, I would say rose quartz, clear quartz, amethyst. They are the safest. They bring a lot of peace. They bring a lot of love. So it's great to start.
And where do we find these crystals?
So that's great. Now you can find them everywhere, if I can say, like on internet. There are many shops for that. I do also sell crystals here. But usually, I do. You can find on internet really easily. But I like to see them. I like to touch them before I buy any of them.
So yeah, that was my next question. Does the quality of crystal also, does it depend on the way it is formed or where we buy it from?
Yeah, the quality can change. You can sense and feel the vibration, the color. There are many aspects of one crystal that are important. But yeah, now there are many fake crystals also, so you have to maybe know little sometime. And if you have any question, I know what is a real crystal, what is a fake crystal. Yeah, you have to be a little cautious because not everyone can be honest. However, you might feel it really fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do these crystals, do they age? Along with the time, does their impact reduce?
Yeah. So, for example, here there is something called labradorite. I don't know if you see, the colors can change little.
Yeah.
It's a crystal that loves water. Okay, and it's a crystal that ages, and you can see that it starts to crack. So it's good to apply a little of oil or keep them in water. But yeah, they age, they break, like us, they break and they die sometime. Yeah, that happens. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. And you have some lovely crystals around here. It looks very, very beautiful.
But they might be much older than you and I. And your whole family and my whole family. Yeah.
So is it difficult to find them in their raw form, or?
No, not specifically. No, in many shops you will have a section for raw form and in the nature also. For example, if you go to the Himalayas or even to Kerala in some places, you find the starting of the formation of clear quartz, for example. So you have stones everywhere. You have minerals everywhere. Yeah, it's not difficult. But the difference is that the crystals need a lot of pressure, high level of pressure, and high temperature to be formed over a long period of time. So you will not find them on the top of the, just on the soil like this. You might need to dig deep down to find them.
So that's why it probably takes ages for a small piece of crystal to form.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then that makes them very special,
to
have a crystal that took ages to form and you have it with you. That's special.
Yeah. That is.
Okay. Yeah. So we see the crystals here, and we see your beautiful studio here.
Thank you.
So if you can tell us more about your studio and what kind of
Yes.
sessions we do here.
So here in alignment, so first I called it alignment because if you align your thoughts with your emotions, with your actions, usually you feel great. If your thoughts are somewhere, your beliefs are somewhere, your emotions are negative, meaning that somewhere is not going okay in between the way of how you act and the way of how you think or what you need, you will have some negative emotion in between and you won't feel aligned. So in alignment here, we have different rooms. There is one big room in which we give group therapy. I also give trainings, courses. I work a lot with the physical body also. Because I love when people can feel what is happening, can feel what is a boundary, can feel anger, can feel all those emotions. So you need to move, you need to prepare the body for that. We have that room in which I give mostly hypnotherapy. We have one room for crystal healing, Reiki, and we have one other room dedicated to art. Art, every day we have children coming to express their creativity, to express their emotions. So we receive many people every day, every week for trainings, for private therapy.
Mm-hmm. So the trainings, do you train them in hypnotherapy, Reiki, and crystal healing, all
Yes,
three of them?
all three.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I remember you mentioned the levels of Reiki, 1, 2, 3. So how does it change? I mean, as you go to the advanced level, what changes there?
Okay, so the first level is fully focused on learning the foundations of Reiki and also fully focused on self-practice. Because if you want to take care of someone else, you need to have the resources for that. So you need to take care of yourself. When you want to become a therapist, a healer, there is no way that you sacrifice yourself for others. So first level, it's all about learning for yourself and it's fully focused on that. Second level, it's really interesting. You learn more also how to take care of others, but also you learn distance healing. Distance healing over time and space. So that means in the second level, you can learn how to work on your inner child with Reiki. You can also learn how to work on your future self with Reiki. And you can do this also for your aunt who is in US or wherever it is in the world. So that's really interesting. And the third level is more about teaching people who want to become a master, who want to teach other people.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want you to debunk some of the myths. So what is the most common myth that you hear about hypnotherapy?
Yeah, so people ask me, will I be able to wake up? Yes, you will be able to wake up. It's because the hypnotic state is, as I was saying, really natural. It's exactly the same as when you just wake up in the morning. Before you fall asleep in the night, you are half asleep, half awake. It's the same. And every morning you wake up. So, but people are scared. Second thing, people think that I'm controlling their mind. I'm not a magician. I can't do that. And I don't want to do that because the purpose of therapy means to become whole and complete. So the purpose of therapy is for you to reclaim each and every part of yourself. And when you are under hypnosis, you are controlling your mind. You are with your mind. I don't have the power on your mind. So this is a second myth. Third one would be that I need a pendulum to hypnotize you. Actually, we can. Why not? It can be a tool, but it's not something that I need. I can just speak to you, and that works also.
Mm-hmm. And if we have to get one takeaway about hypnotherapy, one thing that everybody should know, what would that be?
Hypnotherapy helps you to access those informations and those solutions that are within yourself. You have everything that you need within yourself. You have all the answers. Hypnotherapy is a really quick technique to help you to solve your issues, whatever they are.
Okay. And any myths about crystal?
Any myths about crystal? that people can feel that they want to rely on them too much, and that will change their whole life. Just it's a tool, okay? It's you still need to be responsible about yourself. Or there are jokes about if you want to protect yourself with crystal, just throw it at someone and that will help you to protect yourself.
Does it work?
If you throw stone at someone, maybe.
That's funny.
No, usually not so many myths about crystals.
Mm-hmm.
But it's same as Reiki. You need to experience it. It's really, really personal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And can you tell us about any instance where you saw tremendous progress in any of the clients?
Recently, so I will not, obviously I don't name anyone because it stays confidential. But recently I had a woman coming to me and she was going through grief. She was really lost in her life. She was feeling really low, really sad. And through the process, finally, she started to go out again, to meet friends, to do new things. And in just 6 sessions, she found that she found a way to change her whole life. She became healthier. She regained more energy, more confidence. She has let go of her old pattern of drinking, smoking, and all of that. She was not alcoholic, okay? And she decided to move in one other country and find the job of her dreams. And in just 6 weeks, she was able to find all the resources to act and to manifest her biggest dreams. So that was a good example. That was a beautiful session. And at the end of the 6th session, she was so emotional, and I had to tell myself also, don't cry, because some stories are so beautiful, but as therapist, you meet people, you help them, and the story is done. It's finished now. So you have to let them go also. Yeah. But there are hundreds of good memories like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Sonia, I think that that wraps up whatever topics I wanted to cover. And I'm 100% sure that whatever insights you have provided, they are going to help a lot of people. And I request everyone to come to this alignment by Sonia. I mean, she has a beautiful studio. And as you would know by now that, there are a lot of things that she can help us with.
Thank you.
So thank you for the episode, Sonia. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. And I'll see you soon.
Yes, thank you so much. That was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.